million maximum contract to stay with the Los Angeles Lakers. CEO Rich Paul telling ESPN the deal includes an early termination option prior to a fifth season in 2024-2025. The deal could be signed as soon as today. In other Lakers news, they agreed to a 2-year extension with LeBron James. Max, who's the bigger signing at this point? Is it AD or LeBron?
Let me get this straight. Are you asking who's the bigger signing? The 36-year-old who still signed up for another season and got the 27-year-old to come and join him? Or the 27-year-old who's not from there, who's never played in his hometown, who said on a podcast recently, I'm not of the Lakers right now, and who was about to be a free agent, right? And you just signed him for 5 years. The 27-year-old who you just snapped up for the rest of his prime. The best years of AD's career are very likely now going to occur as a Los Angeles Laker. Clearly, it is the AD signing that is the bigger deal. Like, did I really think he was going to go anywhere? Nah, I didn't think AD was moving. I thought he was going to stay right there in LA. But I knew LeBron wasn't going anywhere. I knew it because he had a contract. You knew LeBron was going to stay right there. But even just for right now, AD is locked up. And for the rest of the man's prime, the Lakers now have their next great big, who is going to be remembered now as a Los Angeles Laker. You know, the way Kareem is thought of as a Laker, Shaq is thought of as a Laker. Anthony Davis will be thought of as a Laker. He is the new great Laker big.
Anthony Davis is one of the top 3 players on the planet. He's big time, and I get where you're coming from with all the things that you pointed out. But to me, LeBron is a bigger deal only because of this. Everything about the Los Angeles Lakers is about LeBron James. Even the greatness of Anthony Davis shining through to a championship level is about LeBron James. We saw AD in New Orleans all of those years. He couldn't get past the second round. His first year with LeBron James, he is a champion. It's LeBron James reminding everybody that he's the best in the world. We got to take into account some of the things that we were saying. We wondered once upon a time whether anybody wanted to come and play with LeBron James, okay? We were talking about that when he first arrived with the Lakers, but AD ultimately ends up coming on board. There is leadership that was exhibited from day one until the final day. The continuity, the consistency, the togetherness, the cohesiveness, all of that was due in large part to LeBron James. It's not to say that Anthony Davis had nothing to do with that, because we know better. And we also understand that Anthony Davis, with LeBron having him to lean on, was a big, big thing. They don't win the championship without Anthony Davis. We get all of that. There were times in the bubble where we looked at him and said, this dude is the best player on the planet, not LeBron James, because of the way that AD was playing at times. We get all of that. But in the end, when you talk about a model of consistency, shooting 49% from the field, nearly 35% from three-point range, leading the league in assists at age 35, 36 years of age, averaging 10.2 per game, and of course the 25 a game, making the necessary sacrifices when called upon, stepping up for the challenges when called upon, exhibiting a consistent level of leadership that even Magic Johnson stood back and applauded time and time again. You take all of those things into consideration, along with the distractions, Kobe Bryant's unfortunate and devastating passing, the stoppage of league play, ultimately it being reignited, and then the social justice issues that took place to the point where teams and players were contemplating not even playing at all, with one of them being the Los Angeles Lakers. All of these distractions, all of these things that happened, it ended up being an Achilles heel for the Los Angeles Clippers, who felt like they were together enough if the season hadn't stopped for them to really, really make a run. But once they came back, some of them didn't want to come back, et cetera, et cetera. The Lakers